Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my very first video of 2019. I am so excited about today's episode. I've got so much to tell you guys. Let's get right into it because I don't want to delay. Let's get it, yeah! Alright, the first book I want to talk to you about, which is the first one I finished off in 2019, was A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas. Now, I know I have voiced my opinions on that series in one of my previous videos, but I have to make a retraction. I am loving these books. The characters are really good, really well developed, and the relationships that they have between each other is fantastic. The amount of sex that goes on in these books is like mind-blowing, so I can see where hashtag dick soap came from. That big saga that happened over Bookstagram last year. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that series and, that book. I read it in 4 days. I devoured that book. So if you guys want to check out Sarah J Maas's A Court of series, I highly recommend it. I still haven't read the Throne of Glass series yet, but I will get back to it. I don't feel like I can judge a book unless I've read the entire series as a whole before I go, ugh, I hate those books, which is what I'm usually like. The next book I polished off was Shelter in Place by Nora Roberts. As I said in one of my previous videos, I have not read much of Nora Roberts, but the two that I've now read I have loved. So I'm going to get on that Nora Roberts train, seriously. The book that I read, Shelter in Place, was about a young lady and a young man who were involved with a hostage situation in a mall in America. And they both survived this traumatic experience, and then the book is set like years later when they've grown up and they've built new lives and all that kind of stuff. Really, really interesting. And it's set in a beautiful place. It's set on an island. There's a lighthouse. There's lots of art. And yeah, I adored that book. I gave it 5 stars, I think. 4 or 5 stars. One of those. The other book that I read was one of my childhood favourites. I remember reading this when I was a young teenager. And it was when I was going through my vampire phase. So it was probably around the same time that Twilight was published. It's called Vampire Kisses and it's by Alan Schreiber. The characters are so corny, the storyline is so cheesy, like just pour on the cheese in this book. It's just utterly ridiculous. Like, I burned through this book in one day because it's just so easy to read. It's exactly what I needed to break myself out of a slump that I was having. And really, like, not in depth. The characters aren't well developed. The storyline is basic. But yeah, it's really enjoyable. If you need a light, easy read, jump onto Vampire Kisses by Alan Schreiber. Yes, I hear you. You guys want to know what I'm reading at the moment? And I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I'm reading, okay? So, I'm currently trying to slog through a number of books at once because I go back to work next week. And I'm trying to make the most of my time, trying to get everything done all at the one time, spinning those plates and watching them fall. No, not really. So I'm currently reading The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons, which is a book that's released in the next couple of weeks. I'm also reading The King of Seven Lakes by A.B. Endicott, which is going phenomenal. I've got 100 pages left and I absolutely am in love with this book and this series and this writer, and oh my god, I just want more. So I've got another one to read after this, so I'm gonna be fine. I'm also reading A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J Maas, which is the 3rd book in the A Court of series, and I bleeping love it. My opinions on Sarah J Maas have totally changed. I had to make a retraction because I have complained and moaned and groaned about Sarah J Maas's writing without having read all of it myself. So now I am a hashtag trash for mash bag. And I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm also reading Monsters Volume 2, which is a graphic novel. I read Volume 1 a couple of months ago, and I really liked it, so I thought it was about time that I got onto Volume 2. I'm also reading Mortal Engines by Philip Reeve, something like that. Struggling a little bit with that one, but I will get through it. Yeah, and I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. All really good books. I'll pop up reviews of them on Goodreads once I'm done. And yeah, you guys should really look into A.B. Endicott's writing because phenomenal. Whoa. I love it. She is so good. Men who like reading. What? Men reading books? Where are they? In my life, I don't have many friends who enjoy books, and I really find it like I've always had women around me. I've always had women around me in my life, and that's nothing new. But on the Bookstagram platform, I've found there are heaps and heaps of really nice, interesting, well-read guys. And I decided to ask these guys what Bookstagram meant to them, what their tips were for getting into Bookstagram as a guy, and some of their thoughts and other opinions. So, sit tight and we'll have a look and see what they think.
What attracted me to the world of Bookstagram, I was sitting and reading The Rats by James Herbert, and I researched it on Instagram and came across Johan, which is Jobis89, and she made me make my account. I have a slight theme on my account. It's just dark wooden background, but sometimes it just gets a bit, I can't bother to take that picture again, so I try and change it up a little bit, and then I have my review stance as well, so they're my little themes. How to stand out in Bookstagram? Honestly, be yourself. Stick to who you are. Don't change. Don't follow the crowd. If you want to post King all the time, post it. If you want to post Agatha Christie, post it. Just be you. Tips for guys want to start Bookstagram? Do it. It's a good little hobby, I'll tell you, and it's really addictive. So I would urge every guy that likes reading and wants to get in a bit of social media, go to Bookstagram because I love it. Recommend a book. Ugh. Can I recommend 3? Pet Sematary, It, The Shining, all by Stephen King. You need to get them under your belt because they're just incredible.
What attracted me to Bookstagram was the idea of being able to find new authors and new books I've never heard of before. I do have a theme, but it's just the same background and the same filter. Anything else more complicated would just be way too much for me to handle because I'm a perfectionist and I would just point out everything wrong with all the pictures that I took. For me, Bookstagram is not really about standing out. It's just something that I enjoy doing, gives me joy, and I just like, posting pictures of books. It's fun. I don't have anything else to post pictures of, so if you're a guy trying to get into Bookstagram or thinking about getting into Bookstagram, just do your own thing. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't think you have to be all creative and artsy with your themes if you don't want to be. It's fine. For a book recommendation, I suggest Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. It's the first book in a young adult fantasy trilogy. I'm rereading it for the first time, and I love it just as much as I did the first time I read it last year.
Question number 1 is what attracted you to the world of Bookstagram? And my answer to this is the fact that I didn't actually have any friends who enjoyed reading, so I joined Bookstagram in hopes of meeting interesting people who I can talk to about some of my favorite series and who could give me recommendations on other books to read. Question number 2 is, do you have a theme to your page? And the answer is yes, I do. I have a black and white checkerboard theme, which is where one of my photos will have a black background and the other one will have a white background. I also like to use bright colors with tissue paper or any other props I can find at home. Question number 3 is, how do you stand out in the Bookstagram world? And my answer to that is the fact that I don't really try to stand out. I just try to do what comes naturally to me. I enjoy commenting on people's posts. I like to keep a routine schedule of about 5 photos a week, and pretty much that. Just try to be nice, friendly, and I can guarantee that will be the best thing for it. Okay, question number 4 is any tips for guys wanting to start Bookstagram? And pretty much the best tip I can give is just go for it. Everyone's very nice, friendly in the community. I recommend thinking of a theme. That always helps, and always try and keep a bit of consistency with your posting. Other than that, just try to have fun and try to meet new and interesting people. So the last question is recommend a book. And for this, there's a lot of books I can recommend. I personally don't think books have genders, so these could be recommended for both boys and girls. Some of my favorites are The Infernal Devices, Strange to Dreama, The Red Rising, A Court of Thorns and Roses, and also the Red Queen series. But other than that, I also like a lot of contemporary, such as The Hate You Give, or pretty much anything by Becky Albertalli.
Hey, I'm Dusty. On Instagram, I'm at @ddroshi, and I am super excited to be here and help Jayse out. What attracted me to Bookstagram was the pictures. I mean, I love photography and the books, of course, because I love to read. And also the people are just like an extra super added bonus because there are some amazing people out there that I've met, some great friends. I don't have a theme for my page because it's my personal page for everything. So, I mean, it's just all over the place. Books, wine, pets, kids, family, food. So maybe that's my theme, just that it's random and extra and all over the place. I don't think I do stand out in the world of Bookstagram. I just try to be myself and interact and have fun and learn more about books and learn more about people and make friends. And so I don't really think I stand out, just there being me, having fun. Tips for guys wanting to start Bookstagram, just be yourself. You do you, boo. Read what you want to read, post what you want to post, interact a lot, make a lot of friends, and just have fun, because that's what it's about. Just have fun. Enjoy it. Recommend a book. I don't have it with me, but A Little Life. It's massive, but it's tragic and beautiful, and you'll ugly Kim Kardashian cry. At least I did. But it's amazing. One of the best books I've ever read. Read it.
There you have it. And thanks so much to the fellas of Bookstagram who so generously gave up their time to send me videos to pop onto this little project that we put together. I thank you guys so much. Like, it means a lot to me that you guys took the time to do that for me. That is freaking phenomenal. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it's a short one, but I do like to do short and long ones, just depending how I'm feeling. I hope you all are having a fabulous start to 2019, and I'll be back with a new episode shortly. Peace out! Yeah!